Hello and a very good evening to all the viewers tuned in. You're with www.ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub. And we're into the 6th week of the Dialog Rugby League. And we're back here at Welisara as Navy Sports Club host the Soldiers right here at the Welisara grounds. We're set to bring you the live pictures. It's bound to be a cracking match. Two teams who have performed decently throughout the past 5 weeks, and to talk you through this match as well, I have Romario. Good afternoon, Romario.
Good afternoon, Yuzran, and everyone join us on www.thepapare.com. Yes, no doubt it will be a mouth-watering encounter as Army return back to Welisara. Last week they were here to play against Havelocks, but unfortunately they were on the losing side. On the other hand, Navy got their first win last week, beating Yafos. So I think Navy will be seeking to continue from their previous week's exploits, while Army will be no doubt seeking to get a win this week.
Definitely. And looking at today's temperature, it's up to 29 degrees hot, and it can go down to 27 degrees minimum. That's not a big difference, but the main factor, the wind, it'll blow 12 kilometers per hour to the west, and the weather predicts a partly cloudy day, and I think it's a bit more towards the sunny side, so which is a good sign. So we can see fast running rugby from both teams.
Yes, a dry day will no doubt help both teams to play a good running rugby, but the wind here at Welisara is always a swirling wind, and it's quite difficult to judge it, but I think Navy will be able to, as they are playing on their home strip.
It's both teams, of course, coming into this 6th week. Army with a loss to Havelock Sports Club, and Navy securing their first victory against Air Force last week. So let's see what this game has in store for us. We'll go into a short commercial break right now, and when you come back on the other side, we'll be with live action.
වෙඩින් එකට තාම හොටෙල් එකවත් බුක් කරලා නැහැනේ.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම් සිදු.
අලු සීට් එකක් දැම්ම නම් නරකයි.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
දෙකෙන් දෙන්න නම් දෙකෙන් ගන්න ඕනේ. Whatever the need, a Ceylon personal loan will be ready for you in just 2 days.
Ceylon personal loan? කිව්වා වගේම වැඩ.
Ceylon Bank, the bank with a heart.
රුපියල් 5කින් මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන්? 5කින්
අලු සීට් එකක් දැම්ම නම් නරකයි.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
සර්, සර්ගේ පේමන්ට් එක සෙටල් කරන්න තියෙනවා.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
දෙකෙන් දෙන්න නම් දෙකෙන් ගන්න ඕනේ. Whatever the need, a Ceylon personal loan will be ready for you in just 2 days.
Ceylon personal loan? කිව්වා වගේම වැඩ.
Ceylon Bank, the bank with a heart.
உங்கள் கிராமத்தில், உங்கள் நகரில், உங்கள் பிரதேசத்தில் உள்ள வீரர்கள் திறமையானவர்களா? அவளின் திறமைகளை நீங்கள் அறிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டுமா? தமிழ் பேசும் உங்களின் திறமைகளை உலகறியச் செய்யும் உங்களுக்கான யூடியூப் சேனல் www.youtube.com/thepapare.
වෙඩින් එකට තාම හොටෙල් එකවත් බුක් කරලා නැහැනේ.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම් සිදු.
අලු සීට් එකක් දැම්ම නම් නරකයි.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
දෙකෙන් දෙන්න නම් දෙකෙන් ගන්න ඕනේ. Whatever the need, Ceylon personal loan will be ready for you in just 2 days.
Ceylon personal loan කිව්වා වගේම වැඩ.
Ceylon Bank, the bank with a heart.
ක්‍රීඩාවා සම්බන්ධ කතන්දර දැනගෙන හිටියට විතරක් මදි. ඒවා ලෝකෙටම ඇහෙන්න කියන්න පුළුවන් ක්‍රමයක් ගැනයි මේ කියන්නේ. නිකම්ම නෙමෙයි, මුදල් උපයන්නත් පුළුවන්. ක්‍රීඩාව ගැන රසකතා දන්නවා නම් ඒවා නිර්මාණශීලීව රූප මාධ්‍යයෙන් ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් කතා කරන්න අපට 0777 822 777 නැත්නම් ඊමේල් කරන්න careers@thepapare.com. thepapare.com ක්‍රීඩාවට හදවතින්ම.
අලු සීට් එකක් දැම්ම නම් නරකයි.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
සර් සර්ගේ පේමන්ට් එක සෙටල් කරන්න තියෙනවා.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
දෙකෙන් දෙන්න නම් දෙකෙන් ගන්න ඕනේ. Whatever the need, Ceylon personal loan will be ready for you in just 2 days.
Ceylon personal loan කිව්වා වගේම වැඩ.
Ceylon Bank, the bank with a heart.
වෙඩින් එකට තාම හොටෙල් එකවත් බුක් කරලා නැහැනේ.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම් සිදු.
අලු සීට් එකක් දැම්ම නම් නරකයි.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින්.
Welcome back to live telecast of the 6th week first encounter between Navy Sports Club and Army Sports Club here at Welisara grounds. The game is just about to commence and we're just minutes away from kickoff. So let's take a quick look at the last week's results. Police Sports Club continuing their good form in the 2020 Dialog Rugby League, beats Eton FC 36 points to 22, and then Navy Sports Club securing their first win here at Welisara, beating Air Force 24 points to 14, and a game that was supposed to be a really crunching encounter turned out to be one-sided in the end when Kandy Sports Club beat Sierra FC 41 points to 27, and Havelock Sports Club secured another win in this league beating Army Sports Club 25 points to 17 last week. So that's how the last week's games fared. One team coming with a victory and the other coming with a loss.
Yes, and the points table, Kandy of course continues to lead handsomely with 5 wins from 5, while Havelocks has jumped a place up above CRNFC with last week's win over Army, and the CR of course has dropped to 3rd place, while Police climb above CHNFC, and Army, Navy and Air Force round off the points table.
So it's not a big difference between the top 4, Romario. There's still a good fight in it.
Yes, just 10 points between 1 and 4, and it'll be interesting to see how Police fare this week as Kandy play against CHNFC.
Definitely, and also we talk about CRNFC, although they are in 3rd, both the top performers in this current league are from CRNFC. The top try scorer being Janindu Dilshan, scoring 5 tries, some brilliant tries. He's showing what he can do, just fresh out of school. Dilshan is turning out to be a tremendously good player.
Yes, indeed, that was a great buy for CRNFC, as he did score a try last weekend as well, and Riza Mubarak of course continuing his great form with the boot and scoring tries. 53 points he has got throughout this season.
Although he is a veteran and this might be his swan song here, Romario doesn't seem like he's losing any touch or any form with his kicking and gaming abilities. Let's go straight into the team cards of the home team, Navy Sports Club. Starting off, they're going with 4 changes in the whole team. Deshan Vimukti, Amit Gurusingh and Charit Silva making that front row. No changes there. Stefan Gregory, Supun Piris will compile that lock position. Stefan Gregory making it to the starting lineup from last week. Gihan Pereira, Adisha Veeratunga and Radisha Senivaratne in the back row. Gihan Pereira making it once again to the starting lineup. Last week he was injured of course, so a good comeback for him.
Yes, Richie Dharmapala partners with Isuru Kongawata, who moves from 15 to 10, and Supun Dilshan is back with Chatura Seneviratne and Tilina Veerasinghe in the back line, as Mushin Falil and Sachinka Abesinghe are the centres.
Let's take a look at the Army Sports Club. Dilipa Niroshan, Aravind Karuna, Ratna, Shehan Silva, Nalaka Maduranga, Nalan Premanath, Manoj Vikramarachi, Uppul Aberatna, Danuko Vijay Telega will be in that forward pack. And
Sachin Gamage moves from 10 to 15 as Ashan Bandara comes back into the lineup. Tusita Senanaika and Ratnaka are on the wings with the Fijian Tomasi and Danushka Talwat in the centres.
so 5 changes there for Army Sports Club. Both teams of course making it making big inroads to this game as Ashan Bandara kickstarts the game from left to right. Ball goes into touch, so not a great start for Army Sports Club.
Yes, not the start he was looking for. Ashan Bandara coming back into the starting lineup. He would have wanted a better first touch, but unfortunately he kicks the ball out on the full.
So it's an early scrum for both teams, and by the looks of it, just to eyes at first glance, Navy Sports Club will seem to have the upper hand because of physicality. And officiating this match, Jonathan Markowitz will continue his stay in Sri Lanka as Jeffrey Said and Pradeep Indika assist him in the touchlines.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see this first scrum, how the teams fare. The referee not happy with something, and straight away he goes on to the loose head side of Army Sports Club and has a word, and we are set again.
So Richie Dharmapal, the skipper, to feed in. Collected from the back by Radisha. Now to Veerasinghe. In the corner, Supun Dilshan. In fact, there was Chatura Seneviratne, big tackle on him, pushed back. And offside for sure there. Unforced errors. Army Sports Club just showing some early nerves, Romario.
Yes, indeed. I think discipline has been their nemesis throughout the season, and even last week it cost them the game against Havelock Sports Club. So they will be looking to change things around as they go on defensive straight away.
That's their mark. Stand right on it. Stand right on it. Okay.
The first liner of the game, Amit Guru Singh. Lot on his shoulders today. Adisha Veeratunga collected cleanly. Now Dharmapal to Konga Vatta. That was Chatura. Going straight into contact. Radisha Seneviratna playing it close now. Richie to Charit Silva. Last week's player of the match. Trying to push 2-3 and go forward. But looks like Army Sports Club has stolen the ball. Brilliant play there by the soldiers. Quick to pounce on that ruck, and they are rewarded from it.
Yes, indeed. Great work there by the Army Soldiers Sports Club, Army lads. Straight away, the number 6, Jackals over the ball as the tackle was made. Showed a clear release and straight away wins the turnover. And what a kick there by the big Fijian Tomasi. Puts them straight back into the opposition half.
Just 3 minutes on the clock. We're seeing both teams showing a sense of urgency. Playing it like
How many are we?
we're in the last few minutes.
Yes, indeed. Manoj there with that lovely turnover. And now Army Sports Club on the attack.
It's quite a sunny day today. So both the lines of Army and Navy will have the chance to attack, as Army now trying to form and set things up to counter attack this Navy defense line. Sachin Kabesekar there rushes in defense, and now Tomasi, no one in front of him. This will be the first try for Army Sports Club. Under the post he goes. A repeat from last week, Romario. We saw a similar try coming in from the line out, and the great work from Tomasi continues this week as well.
Yes, indeed. And I think all the mistake was made by Navy Sports Club as the defenders rushed up, and Ashan Bandar snuck the ball in behind them, and what a run there by Tomasi. He goes untouched under the post. Straight away points for Army Sports Club.
Indeed, and it was a clear repeat from last week, Romario. We saw a similar try scored from a line out, but it was finished by Sachin Gamage, although it was orchestrated by this man Tomasi Kakausa.
Yes, and Sachin, of course, he did play the first receiver position last week. This time around he goes to the number 15 berth. Replay, you can see the number 7 there runs the decoy line with the 2 forwards in front of him, and Danushka Talwat catches the dog leg was created there by the number 24 of Army of
Sachin
Navy.
Kabesekar there, he shouldn't have rushed in that occasion, should have stayed in line with his man and caught him on his inside shoulder, but instead he tried to rush through and formed that, created that hole which resulted in a try. But now from the restart, Navy Sports Club pushed back, wins possession once again, now setting things up in the corner. Good one-on-one tackle there on Charit Silva. Richie Dharmapala barking instructions to his forwards. And looks like Army Sports Club there has milked a penalty. Amit Guru Singh, the culprit in that occasion, not releasing the ball. Should have presented the ball there in the ruck. Instead he tried to hold on to it, giving away an unnecessary penalty towards Army Sports Club.
Yes, indeed, and Tomasi now with the clearing kick. Again, some good work shown there by Army Sports Club at the breakdown. Good strong work. They are going in as the first man and coming away with the ball and the penalty.
That shows a lot of homework done there by Army Sports Club. We saw in the
Come on up, guys.
pre-game warm-up as well.
This is the mark.
Army's warm-up has always been intense than Navy Sports Club.
Okay.
So another line out right on the 22 meters, meaning another opportunity for Army Sports Club to recreate what they did just a few moments ago. But first things first, they have to win the line out. Upula Beratna collects it from the back, number 6, and now number 13, Bulat Singhala, trying to snipe through that gap. But gang tackled there by Mushin Falil and Sachin Kabesekar. Aberatna to number 4. Feeding in the ball there by Manoj. Ashan Bandara tries to slice through that gap but just held on to him by the jersey. And Chamath Fernando loses control of the ball there. But Talwat coming to the rescue. Picks the ball and goes straight into contact. Now Sachin Gamage.
Let go!
Good offload by him to his big forward, Niroshan Dilip.
Go down.
A good fend and carried the
No
ball.
space.
Good 6 meters, but an advantage is coming Army Sports Club way now.
Penalty advantage is
Navy
here.
under pressure. Good continuity by the soldiers.
Tackle!
Playing in faces. Now Ashan Bandara. He
Ready,
snipes
go,
through.
sir.
No one in front of him. This will be the second try for Ashan Bandara. Brilliant work there, Romario. All started from that line out, meaning they've worked good and hard from their set piece moves.
Yes, indeed. First it was Danushka Talwat who made a slight break. Then Ashan Bandar, he made a break in himself on the opposite end. And we can always see the number 7 of Army playing in at the first receiver position and sending the ball through the back door for opening more space out. That's something they would have worked on from last weekend, and now Ashan Bandar spots a little bit of a gap, a forward in front of him, puts the steps on the gas, and he goes through for the second try.
Definitely was a clear mismatch there. Ashan Bandar and a forward, he knew he could take him on and beat him with pace. And that's exactly what he did. So Army Sports Club now 2 tries up, 12 points already. With the conversion to come, Sachin Gamage looks good. Bisects the post and 14 points goes Army Sports Club. So Sachin Gamage promising skills with his boot. This was the try. Ashan Bandara just sniped through that gap. And it was Adisha Veeratunga who just stretched out and missed that tackle.
Yes, I think Adisha will be thoroughly disappointed having missed that tackle. A Sri Lankan 7's representative Adisha himself, so he would be disappointed as Kongawat puts the kick in deep.
Collected there cleanly by the fullback. And now Sachin Gamage returns the favour. A good clearance kick. Opting to take it quickly, but opts not to in the end. Adisha. So it's line out in the 50 meters. Army Sports Club looks to be pumped up, Romario.
How many is it, boys?
Yes, I think the two early scores will also help their cause, and not Army's cause, of course, as Supun Piris prepares at the back.
Stolen, showing what work rate they have and their brilliance in the set piece moves. Niroshan, good running angle, but just brought down over an inch at the gain yard. And now Ashan Bandar to Tomasi, still on his feet, pumping those legs, goes past the gain line and the 50 meter. A good offload there to the number 20, 30 in fact, Danuga Vijayatilaga. Great run there by the lock. Now Ashan Bandar once again to Sachin Gamage. He has space outside, and now looks like this will be the third try coming in for Army Sports Club. Laidu Naik. Brilliant try, Romario.
Yes, indeed, a great try there. Great work by the number 30 from Army Sports Club. He got the offload, he pinned his ears back and ran, found support players. The number 8, of course, Danushka Vijayadilaka it was. And after that, with front foot ball, quick ball, and Navy always on the back foot, there was no stopping them. And Ashan Bandar spotted the mismatch of numbers on the open side. And there was some lovely work by Sachin Gamage to draw in the final man and pass. And the winger made no mistake. He too goes untouched for their third try of the game.
Definitely, and looks like Romario, all the 5 changes was coming from last week. They are making such a big impact in this game. Lahiru Ratnayaka, Danuka Vijay Tilaka, Chamas Fernando, all these players starting in for the first time with Army Sports Club, and they are making such a big change and filling in the boots of Mohammad Rizvi, Sena Nayak and the senior players. This was the try once again.
Yes, you can see Bandara there spots the numbers, and that's the lovely pass there by Gamage. He did not go to be selfish. He gave it to his win 3/4, and the win 3/4 went untouched. However, he'll be disappointed to have missed the conversion, but the score reads in 19-0 in favor of Army Sports Club.
A high hanging kick collected wonderfully there by Upula Beratna, but snatched from his arms, and now Charit Silva, in fact Deshan Vimukti carrying the ball forward. Richie Dharmapala to Charit Silva,
Late, number 17.
feeding his
Penalty
forwards,
advantage.
and now Navy Sports Club looks like they're getting back into the game. They have an advantage coming as well. Gihan Pereira twists and
Offside.
turns to get
Here again, number 1.
away from the tacklers. Another advantage.
Penalty
Inside ball is
advantage
Deshan
on,
Vimukti
2
by
points.
Dharmapala. Picked up there by Radisha. But referee will come back to the
Options.
penalty.
This steal is fair.
Not
but
rolling
penalty
away
is
the
back
tackler.
here or over here. Options are for the
But
late
referee
hit
just
back
asking
here
the
or
Navy
offside
skipper
here.
where which penalty
Offside
he
here.
needs.
Is this
Richie
where
would
number
definitely opt
1
to
was
go for the
offside?
one in the
Okay.
closer to the post.
Number 1 is offside of the ruck.
It's an offside, one for offside and one for not rolling away. So Army, although they have a 3-try scoring cushion, they'll still have to be well disciplined and make sure they not concede unnecessary penalties or
How
make
many?
any unforced errors, Romario.
Yes, indeed. I think they'll be disappointed with the restart. They did well to collect the restart, the big second row, but unfortunately, when
Ball.
he came down,
Ball
he
in.
did not manage to secure the ball. And now, after conceding possession from there, they are just 5 meters away from their own try line as Navy form a maul.
Now pushing it forward,
Same
driving
ball,
through.
always.
Navy Sports Club desperate for that first
Ball
try.
carrier brings it
Amit
down.
Gurusingha
Foot.
presenting the ball well to his teammates from the back.
Fine.
They're trying to play it
Come off
close.
now.
Army will have to be vigilant here, not to concede a penalty, but they do.
Back
Coming
here, on the 5.
from the side, quickly taken there. They have an advantage once again. Not good
Penalty
signs for Army
advantage on
Sports
Phil.
Club. Trying
No
everything they
try held
can
up.
to keep
Time's off.
the
Time's
sailors
off.
at bay.
Captain.
So referee will stop the clock, and I think he's going to his pockets,
Time's
Romario.
off. I gotta do something about this.
Well, he looks like as if he's going to the Army captain to have a word with him.
Number 1. It's his 3rd offside. You're in the red zone. That's 3 in a row. It's the card. Number 1. Where is he? Number 1. Number 1? Bring me number 1.
So what is
Is he number 1? Turn around. Great, thank you. He's offside. 3 in a row on the goal. That's cynical.
Yes, indeed. Straight away, the referee goes to his pocket.
Scrum option.
And you could have
Scrum
heard the
option.
instructions loud and clear there. Number 1, offside 3 times in a row. And Tusita Sena Nayaka goes straight away into the bin. And now
They're going to use the 5 meter.
Army with the one-man shot in the scrum.
Show me your shoulder. Crouch!
So golden opportunity for the
Five.
sailors through a scrum.
Stand up. I know we have a new prop on this side, but we have to keep the line straight, okay? Straighten up, keep the space, okay?
Another key change in this Navy back line, Romario, the number 14, Supun Dilshan comes back in.
Yes, and it's interesting to see that Navy are having only two trained, Army are having only two trained front rows on the field, as the number 1 was sent to the bin, and the free kick quickly taken there by Radisha, but looks as if the ball has been ripped off him.
22.
Ripped off him inside the in goal, and now it's a 5-meter scrum for Navy Sports Club.
It was stolen, played in by goal.
Navy are definitely
Alright,
struggling,
you guys stole it,
Romario, although
played it in.
they're ever so close to the whitewash. They're not able to score or go back with points.
Yes,
Hold on,
and
guys.
now straight away we can see the change coming in,
You have a
as
substitute.
they ideally need 3 trained front row players on the field at all times. And now, of course, the number 8, Danuka
1
Vijay
second.
Tilaka, and in comes
Guys,
a trained
I
front
just gave
rower,
a free kick for early engagement.
and
Don't let me
into
do it
the
again, yeah?
7-man Army scrum.
Your space is good.
Richie Dharmapal.
Crouch!
It wouldn't be a bad
Space!
idea to try and test what his
Set!
backs can do. They've tried to play it close so far, but not working, and the ball coming loose. Tomasi pouncing on it. Wins possession for his team. Key possession here. And Navy Sports Club once again making a blunder out of it. And now Sachin Gamage will clear the ball. Good clearance kick made. And Tilna Veerasinghe trying to take it quickly.
Yes, good work there by Tomasi. He saw the ball on the floor, the loose ball, and there was some great desperation from him to dive on to the loose ball. As we see here, Richie Dharmapala made a hash out of it in the scrum, and there you go, he dived on the ball, got his hands, got his big paws on the ball, and from then on it was all Army possession, and they somehow managed to clear their lines.
Brilliant work rate by the Fijian. And now Navy Sports Club win the line out cleanly. Kongawatha to Charit Silva, good tackle on him. Gihan Pereira opts to go on the blind side alone, but support arrives, and now Adisha Veeratunga straight into contact.
No,
Not
ball's out.
gaining much yard. Kongawatha tries to
Played it
switch
himself.
directions. He's running all over the place, and now the soldiers pouncing on the
Yes.
sailor, the lone sailor.
Great idea there by Isuru Kongawatha, but unfortunately
Sorry, guys,
he did
not
not have
forward.
support,
You have
and
the
now
mark.
they make a hash out of it, as
Take me to the mark.
the assistant referee seems to be calling
Here or
for
where? Is this the right place? Okay. Scrum here.
a
Lost
knock on
forward.
by Navy Sports Club, and yet another reprieve there for Army. Still not conceded any points, and leading by 19 points with 16 minutes gone.
Crouch! Fine! Set!
Good scrum there by Navy. They will win possession. Like I said earlier, Romario, physicality means a lot in this game, and Navy Sports Club have and making maximum use of their upper
Your
hand.
ball. No
Yes,
problem.
indeed, and they are of course playing against a depleted scrum. Of course, 7 men in the Army scrum, and it clearly showed as Navy just pushed through them and wins a penalty. And now Isuru Kongawatha with another chance to go into touch. A good touch find there, lovely kick, and straight away Navy Sports Club back again on the attack, just 7 meters out.
And also make sure, if you want any stats or you want any figures and
Top of
numbers,
this line right here.
make sure you
He'll
log
come-
on to
come on this way.
stats.thepapare.com for
Right
all
there.
the expertise and the numbers in the Dialog Rugby League, Schools Rugby League, any rugby league that has or have been or is being played played in the country, you can find it there on stats.thepapare.com. Now Navy Sports Club forming that rolling maul, but driving laterally. This Army Sports Club doing so well with the 14 men in the
Tackle! Come on out, please.
But now Richie digs in for the ball. Good hit there by the forwards. Equally well tackled there by Tomasi. Good line speed there
Slowing it down.
from the defensive point of view. But now
Advantage is on.
Tarit Silva latched on by his teammate. They have an advantage coming. Good pressure in that
We
scrum.
still
The
have
ball
advantage here.
bounces
We
loose.
still have advantage.
Deshan Vimukti trying to carry it forward. Grabbed on by his legs.
Time's
Stretches front
off.
and scores. But
Time's off. Time's off. For me, he was the back man at a ruck. Was he in front? Nope. Okay, so he's not offside, and you don't have a knock on. Okay. Do you have a knock on from your side? If you can hear me, say. Do you have any reason I can't award the try? Try.
Yes, and that's the first points for Navy Sports Club. Scrappy play there, but they somehow managed to recover possession and go in for the first try of the game for Navy Sports Club.
a little bit of confusion there, but the referees sort things out and awards the try rightfully. Isuru Kongavatta to add the extras. But I thought it was Radisha Seniviratne who scored that try. Stretched out.
It's been 20 minutes, right? Yeah.
Good awareness. He knew where the line was.
Time's
Made
off.
sure
Commit.
he went over
Time's off.
to score that try.
So Isuru Kongavatta gets nails the conversion,
Water
and
break,
at
guys.
the water break here
Water
at
break.
Welisara, Navy Sports Club trail
Water.
Army Sports Club 7 points to 19. It has all been Army Sports Club in the first 20 minutes. As we see the try, Stefan Gregory there, he got some good go forward and then set it up, and we can see the man there takes the ball. Radisha Seniviratne grabbed the ball off the floor, picked it and went and scored the first try for Navy Sports Club, and Isuru Kongavatta made no mistake with the conversion. The score is 7 points to 19, as the first 20 minutes no doubt will be happy. Army will be the more happier team.
Definitely.
I think they
Looks
finally
like
figured out
this might be a high scoring
offside
game
line.
by the looks of it, by the first 20 minutes. But if Army Sports Club play in that same intensity and the same urgency they showed in that first 20 minutes, they could definitely make an impact. Let's take a look at the try scored by Army Sports Club. This was the first one. When Tomasi, individual brilliance, he saw that gap formed after the Navy center rushed in, made sure he put on the gas, sprinted his way through that gap and scored under the post. The next one, Ashan Bandara saw the mismatch right in front of him, made sure to slice
1 minute
through
for send in.
that yawning gap
1 minute. Oh, for water
and
break.
scored a brilliant try. And the third one came in just a few moments later. A combination of Ashan Bandara, Sachin Gamage and Lahiru Ratnayaka, the number 14, who touched down in the corner. Brilliant bit of work there by the back line of Army Sports Club. And Navy just at the brink of the water break in the 20th minute. Radisha Seniviratne stretched forward and scored Navy's first try as Isuru Kongavatta converted it. So 7 points to 19, Romario. This game is turning out to be a cracker.
If he's got the ball,
Yes, indeed.
he's got the
We
ball.
were expecting a cracker, and
Got to get rid of it.
both
You get one chance
players,
to
both
squeeze. If you
teams
don't make it, you
are
don't make
making sure that
it. You ready?
the fans their money has been worth
Time's
as
back on.
Ashan Bandara kicks off proceedings. Straight away,
Hold it,
Richie
guys, hold it.
Dharmapala
Stop. Six,
gives
stop.
it to Chatura
Six,
Seneviratne and he puts a thumping kick.
He's on now.
The ball
Bring it
goes
on,
just a couple, about 7 meters out from the opposite 22. So he's known for his huge kicking and an explosive boot on him, Chatura Seneviratne, and there you can see why.
Don't worry about that.
So an opportunity for Navy Sports Club once again. They have a line out, but not their biggest forte. They're deadly when it comes to inside the 5 meters, when they can form that rolling maul and just push through any defense line, but they've not shown great strength in this set pieces. As Army Sports Club now win that line out. Chamat Fernando with the box kick. A good high hanging kick, and they might have one possession once again. Yes, they do. A good opportunity for them. Ashan Bandara asking for the ball. Well fed, and now he sees the space at the back. Ball falls just short of Tilnavira Singh. He's looking for his options. Good tackle on him, but Supun Dilshan now caught head on by Tomasi.
No chance there for Supun Dilshan to beat Tomasi, and he cuts back inside, and now Navy straight away on the attack.
Isuru Kongawat trying to switch directions. As once again they go to the right. Good defense here by Army Sports Club. They are not giving the Sailors any sort of chance to go forward or go past the gain line. Richie Dharmapala barking instructions, but nothing seems to be working. This Army defense line is just rushing up in one line. And Sachin Gamage now collects it. A good
Yes, we can clearly see the referee calling the player to stop. The Navy player was in front of the kicker.
Penalty here or a scrum up there to kick.
And he's asking for the option whether they want the penalty or the scrum. And
number 14's offside of the kick.
number 14, he says offside from the kick. And
Tell me when to stop. Yeah, no more.
from
Okay. Scrum. Scrum. 14's offside of the kick. I see you back. I'm glad to have you. Just mind that offside line.
So it looks like Army had an advantage. They were playing with an advantage coming in, Romario. Oh, I think it was from where Tilnavira Singh kicked the ball.
Crouch! Bind!
And Army Sports Club are now back to full
Set.
strength. All 8 in that pack.
Hold it.
Chamat
Hold the first
Fernando
time.
feeds in that scrum.
Stop, 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 stop.
Referee not happy with it.
I'm going to the other
Would
side.
want a re-scrum.
My problem's over here. My problem's over here. My problem's here.
yes, scrums haven't been the best. Navy have won a couple of penalties as Army were down a man, but now
Reset.
both scrums equal, 8-man scrums, and the referee calls for a reset as both the front rows
Side
popped
or the
up
back?
on that occasion.
Crouch!
The referee just instructs
Bind!
the front rows.
Set! Free kick.
Play it clean, but
It's the second
Navy,
one.
surprisingly, win a free kick.
Your second row
Looks like an
pushing
early
early.
engagement there by the Army
Second
front
row
row
pushing
players.
early.
Yes, and he says the second rows push in early and free kick.
It's in front of the 22 and it's a free kick. It's
So
in front.
It's in front of the 22
Yeah,
and it's a
outside.
free kick. So Chatura Seneviratne will not have the option to go out on the full, and they rightly so they opt for another scrum, but still the ball is outside the 22.
Two problems. First one is we had
Army Sports Club, of
closure
course, a
space
brilliant.
and a short bind on the shoulder here. Okay, but I couldn't see for sure, so I went over to check. Now we have an early step. All right, so we have early engagement and poor binding. We've had free kicks for both. Now we're going to go for penalties. You understand? Get it correct.
Yes,
Just said
so
it, haven't I?
the referee has given both teams a chance with a free kick, and the next one he clearly says clear description by the referee. The next one against either team will be a penalty.
Set.
A much better scrum there by both teams as Navy secure possession, and Tilina cannot go out on the full, so puts in a high up and under.
Collected there by Ratnayaka, and now Sachin Gamage feeds Tomasi with good possession. He just slices through with not much effort. Takes 3-4 men to bring him down. Nami on the attack once again. It looks like no, they do have possession, and now Niroshan Fernando. In fact, goes Niroshan Dilipa carries the ball forward straight into contact.
It was always in the air.
Must move away.
It was a fair pickup. Bodies are down. Scrum to go.
So the ball did not seem to be coming out from there, and too many bodies piled up. The referee gives the attacking team a scrum. So we are closing in to the half-hour mark, and it has been all Army. Well, the first 20 minutes or so, it was all Army with 3 lovely tries there, and Navy managed to score 1. But, that's all either team have managed. The scores read 7 points to 19.
Army Sports Club just not showing any of that first 15 minutes spark anymore. Romario seems to have veered off.
Yes, and it has always been a problem for Navy. The start has always let them down, and again, this time around, conceding 3 tries. They'll be hoping that it's not too little, too much they have conceded, as the scrum is fed, but a penalty goes against Army Sports Club, and he shows that the front rows were popping up. And that's why the scrum goes in favor of the penalty, rather, in favor of Navy Sports Club, as Chatura Dilshan lines up the touch finder. Chatura Seneviratna lines up the touch finder.
A good kick there by Seneviratna. Wins his team a good 35-40 meters. And also, you can watch the Singa Under-19 Division 1 Cricket Tournament 2019-2020 live every week on ThePapare.com and on Batsman. But ThePapare.com bringing all the sports for you across the country. So make sure.
So an early substitution coming in for Navy Sports Club. Mushin Falil, his substitution as Tanuj Malimbada comes on, and Navy knocks on the line out and makes a hash of it yet again. We're not too sure why the change was, whether Mushin was carrying a little bit of an injury, but now that's said and done.
I have a scrum from a knock on.
Navy will be
That's it.
thoroughly disappointed. Yet another opportunity goes begging.
All right, we awarded you a penalty. Don't ask for more.
Definitely, and it's another scrum, meaning another nightmare for Army Sports Club. They have not been in their best form when it comes to the scrums. They've almost lost every one of them. The scrums have not been friendly for the soldiers. Navy seem to have been getting the better of them in every occasion.
Stand up.
So once again,
no matter what side I seem to go to, the other one seems to close the gap. Show me a good picture and I can give you a penalty. If you just lean in, I can't do anything for you. On your side, I've penalized you for closing the gap. I've penalized you for standing up. I've penalized you for binding. Okay? Show me a good picture or start going back to the bin. You got it? There's the mark. long. Stop.
Referee explaining to the
Crouch!
forwards what exactly
Bind!
needs to be done.
Set.
This time around, good scrum. Ball fed, and now Danuka Vijay Tilaka collects it from the back. Goes straight into contact, past the gain line. Now Chamat Fernando looking for that ball. Upula Beratna hit first up, didn't gain any,
That's fine.
didn't have any time to look for a pass, but
Back up, back
recovered
up.
well there by his teammates. Although the ball pounced, and now Tomasi puts a big up and under. Susita Senanaika chasing it. Knocked back, so he can play, but
Knock
the
on.
ball is stolen. But looks like it touched Navy hand before it moved
This way.
forward. So Army Sports Club will win another line out. In fact, the referee signals a knock on by Army and a scrum in favor of Navy.
First one.
And in back play, rather on the corner of
Time's off.
the picture, we can see Radhisha Seneviratne receiving a bit of treatment there. That will be a worrying sign.
Time's off. Yeah.
In fact, he plays a key cog in this Navy wheel.
You guys need to keep your feet at the engage.
But this
Because
is
at the hit, you
breather
guys are stepping back
both
and then in.
teams now.
Okay. So I can't award you for that. You guys
just 9 minutes to
take
go in the
hit,
first half.
Right? Take the set and stop and then drive straight. That's your only option. You understand? I'm not going to award anything else. If you guys are going to step out and then in, I'm not going to award you for that.
Like
okay?
I said earlier,
So you
Mario,
take the
scrums
set,
have not been
you
the
drive
best
straight. That's your only
today
option.
for Army Sports Club.
Well, scrums have not been the best for neither team, Yusran, as both teams have been either going in too early.
It's going early. The last one was their
And
fault. Okay, but you need
referee
to
isn't too happy with the scrums, and he's still talking to the front rows of both teams.
slowing it down, and you're going to bind long.
Yes, and the binding also. The
Crouch!
referee requesting for a long bind.
Bind! Set!
Now Malimbada to Chatura Seneviratne in the corner. He loses possession of the ball.
Off the feet.
Ruchi Dharmapala kicks it straight into the hands of Tomasi, and
Play
now
on.
good offload by
No,
Tomasi,
we're okay.
and Danuka Vijay Tilaka collects the ball as Chamat Fernando sees the space at the back.
Yes, that was some
Stop.
great sense there by
Back
the
up.
scrum half. He knew that the win three-quarter was up in the line, and a good little kick there, but here comes Tilina Veerasinghe with a lovely kick, chase, and he managed to put the player down, and he wins the penalty there. Lovely bit of play there by Tilina, returning into the team. He's seeking to make an impact, and straight away he does so with a lovely kick, a lovely chase, and he did not miss with the tackle, and with that he wins his team a lovely penalty, great work there by Tilina.
And also a golden opportunity now for his team to gain some yardage and spark something up. Chatura Seneviratne with the touch finder puts his team just 15 to 10 meters away from the whitewash.
Yes, I would like to see Isuru Kongawatha taking the kick from that side, because it's the preferred angle for the left footer, but instead Chatura is having the kicking duties, and he finds touch. Having said that,
Not a clean line out, stolen by Army Sports Club, and now Tomasi will boot the ball. Not a great kick. Tilna Veerasinghe collects it and goes straight. Sachinka to Chatura. Evades the first defender. Pops the ball out to Supun Dilshan in the corner. Steps inside. Offloads to Sachinka, and he will score in the corner. But the referee wants to have a word
Time's
with
up.
his assistant.
I have a try. Is there any reason I can't award a try?
Yes, and the referee says there is the assistant referee says there is no reason that the referee cannot award the try. So straight away he blows the whistle.
And Sachin Kabesekara, number 24, the centre for Navy Sports Club, gets his name on the scorecard with Navy's second try.
Yes, indeed. Lovely bit of play there by Tilina. He spotted the space, went on the open side, and then from then on, Richie, quick ball, gave it to Chatura. He beat the first man, beat the second man, got the offload away. Then Supun Dilshan on the wing. He cut inside, kept the ball alive, and he got the final offload away. And Sachin dived over in the corner for Navy Sports Club's second try, and they slowly seem to be closing the gap.
Definitely. And Army Sports Club, although they are in the lead, they've not got their head in the game, and Kongawata makes no mistake with that kick. So 14 points to 19, just a 5-point game, Romario. It was 19 points to nothing, but now a good comeback by the Sailors as we take another look at that try.
Yes, here you see Chatura Seneratna beats one, beats two, gets the offload away. Supun steps inside, steps outside, and he keeps the ball alive. And Sachinka goes over in the corner with a lovely try. And sharp shooter Isuru Kongawata makes no mistake to continue with his 100% kick-in off the tee.
So Ashan Bandar with a deep kick collected by Ramin De Silva. Goes straight forward.
Kick
Now
on the
Richie
kicker.
will feed the ball to Chatura, who puts a big up and under. Chamat Fernando, in fact Sachin Gamage collects it. Bulat Singhala evades the first, in fact Alwat evades the first defender. Good
Back
counter
up,
up
Cole.
there by
Back up.
Navy
Back up.
Sports Club.
No hands, no. Back up.
They have one possession. Now try scorer Sachinka to Dilshan. Dilshan steps inside, puts in an offload, but knocked forward there by Richie Dharmapala, who in fact knocked forward by Malim Bada.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunate there. Good work there by Navy Sports Club. They got quick ball. They gave it to the wing. He steps inside, and unfortunately the final offload. He tried to find
Time's off.
one too many offloads and knocks on the ball in the process.
Last scrum was pretty good.
Yes, here you can see the replay. Sachinka gives it to Supun Dilshan.
last one was
He
pretty
puts
good.
on the goose step and the inside step. Beats the first man, but gets the offload there, but a bit too many. One too many offloads, and the ball gets knocked on in the process.
Army Sports Club with a man down.
Yeah, okay. This is not a head injury.
Looks like the number 25 from Army Sports Club seems to be struggling with a bit of a shoulder injury,
The time will go
collarbone
back on
injury.
when I say crouch. We've got about a minute and a half. Okay.
Yes, so the referee says we've got about a minute and a half left in this first half. We are not too far away with the time.
Yeah, as
Here's the mark, sir.
Army win with an attempt to get out of their own half. But I have a feeling Army will now run the ball rather than make a senseless kick like earlier.
Crouch! Spain!
That sense of urgency and that spark they had in that first 15 minutes seemed to have drawn away. But now Vijay Tilaga in the corner, good offload to Talwatta. Talwatta latched on by his teammate and pushed forward. Nidoshan Dileepa,
Let him
Good,
away, leave him away, leave him
carry
away.
forward by him. Ashan Bandara kicks the ball deep into the space. Tilina lets it bounce. He wants to have a run for it. Sees the space at the back. Tusita Senanayake just not able to collect it inside.
Yes, there we can see on that occasion two great players, Ashan Bandar and Tilina, both given time by the opposition, and they make no mistake in finding a great kick and finding the grass. So that's a bit of bad defending by both teams, you could say. You shouldn't give players of that caliber any time to work with. And
you'd expect your wingers to chase them down and put some pressure on the receiver.
Yes, indeed. However, neither team has done that. And now Army with a line out, yet another line out, not the cleanest of wins, but still manages to secure possession.
Setting things up, Chamath Fernando barking instructions to his forwards. Upula Beratna, former skipper of Army Sports Club, carrying the ball forward. Karunaratna trying to barge through, but a box kick by Chamath Fernando, chased by his former skipper Upula Beratna. But under pressure, Navy Sports Club now. It wasn't a clean collection and a nothing pass basically to Gihan Pereira.
Halftime.
But offside, says the referee.
Knock forward. Halftime.
Yes, halftime says the referee. What was interesting there was I have no clue why the Army players did not just want to kick the ball out and go into halftime. They made a nothing kick, and luckily for them, Gihan with the knock on there, because if Gihan had collected that cleanly, they had a huge overlap on this near side, and something could have happened. But unfortunately for Gihan and thankfully for Army Sports Club, he knocks it on, and that's halftime here at Welisara. 14 points to 19. Army lead the hosts. It was a good half of rugby. Well, the first quarter was dominated by Army, and the next quarter was dominated by Navy Sports Club as they caught up with the two converted tries.
There you go, the halftime confirmation, 19 points to 14. The visitors leading here at Welisara. Let's take a look at the highlights of the first half. This was the first try scored by the Fijian Tomasi. That rushed in defense by Sachin Kabesegara allowed Tomasi to squeeze through and score under the post.
No stopping him from there on. He goes untouched.
And the second try came just a few minutes later by Ashan Bandara, who sniped through that gap. Had the good sense to not switch directions or come close to the post.
Yes.
Had he done that, he would have got it caught into a defender's arms, but nonetheless scored the second try. And just in the next move itself, the third try came in through a combination of Ashan Bandara, Sachin Gamage and Lairu Ratnayaka, the number 14 for Army Sports Club, who scored that third and final try in that first half.
The kick,
really disappointing kick by Sachin Gamage, who did so well in the other two occasions. But then came Navy Sports Club, who fought hard and fought back to close in on that gap as Radhisha Seneviratna scored the first try, and Isuru Kongawata made no mistake slotting the extra two. This was that second try scored by Sachin Kabesegara. Chatura Seneviratna beat 2-3 defenders, popped in a brilliant offload to Supun Dilsan, and then he kept the ball alive as well as Sachin Kabesegara just collected it and dived over to score their second try. Kongawata made no mistake once again, making it 14 points to 19 in the first half, giving Navy a fighting chance in second.
Yes, indeed. But they will surely need to have to tighten their defense up if they are to make anything out of this. And we will go in for a short commercial break and be back with live action from the second half.
වෙඩින් එකට තාම හොටෙල් එකවත් බුක් කරලා නැහැනේ.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම් සුදු.
අලු සීට් ටිකක් දැම්ම නම් නරකයි.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
Degan na.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
දෙකෙන් දෙන්න නම් දෙකෙන් ගන්න ඕනේ. Whatever the need, Ceylon personal loan will be ready for you in just 2 days.
සිලාන් පර්සනල් ලෝන් කිව්වා වගේම වැඩ.
Ceylon Bank, the bank with a heart.
රුපියල් 5කින් මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන්? 5කින්
අලු සීට් ටිකක් දැම්ම නම් නරකයි.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
සර් සර්ගේ පේමන්ට් එක සෙටල් කරන්න තියෙනවා.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
Degan na.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
දෙකෙන් දෙන්න නම් දෙකෙන් ගන්න ඕනේ. Whatever the need, Ceylon personal loan will be ready for you in just 2 days.
සිලාන් පර්සනල් ලෝන් කිව්වා වගේම වැඩ.
Ceylon Bank, the bank with a heart.
உங்கள் கிராமத்தில், உங்கள் நகரில், உங்கள் பிரதேசத்தில் உள்ள வீரர்கள் திறமையானவர்களா? அவளின் திறமைகளை நீங்கள் அறிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டுமா? தமிழ் பேசும் உங்களின் திறமைகளை உலகறியச் செய்யும் உங்களுக்கான யூடியூப் சேனல் www.youtube.com/ThePapare Tamil.
වෙඩින් එකට තාම හොටෙල් එකවත් බුක් කරලා නැහැනේ.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම් සුදු.
අලු සීට් ටිකක් දැම්ම නම් නරකයි.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
Degan na.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
දෙකෙන් දෙන්න නම් දෙකෙන් ගන්න ඕනේ. Whatever the need, Ceylon personal loan will be ready for you in just 2 days.
සිලාන් පර්සනල් ලෝන් කිව්වා වගේම වැඩ.
Ceylon Bank, the bank with a heart.
ක්‍රීඩාව සම්බන්ධ කතන්දර දැනගෙන හිටියට විතරක් මදි. ඒවා ලෝකෙටම ඇහෙන්න කියන්න පුළුවන් ක්‍රමයක් ගැනයි මේ කියන්නේ. නිකම්ම නෙමෙයි, මුදල් උපයන්නත් පුළුවන්. ක්‍රීඩාව ගැන රසකතා දන්නවා නම් ඒවා නිර්මාණශීලීව රූප මාධ්‍යයෙන් ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් කතා කරන්න අපට 0777 822 777 නැත්නම් ඊමේල් කරන්න careers@thepapare.com. thepapare.com ක්‍රීඩාවට හදවතින්ම.
අලු සීට් එකක් දැම්ම නම් නරකයි.
දෙකෙන් දෙන්න.
සර් සර්ගේ පේමන්ට් එක සෙටල් කරන්න තියෙනවා.
දෙකෙන් දෙන්න. දෙකෙන් දෙන්න. දෙකෙන් දෙන්න. දෙකෙන් දෙන්න. දෙකෙන්.
දෙකෙන් දෙන්න නම් දෙකෙන් ගන්න ඕනේ. Whatever the need, a Ceylon personal loan will be ready for you in just 2 days.
සිලාන් පර්සනල් ලෝන් කිව්වා වගේම වැඩ.
Ceylon Bank, the bank with the heart.
Welcome back to ThePapare.com. You saw and you witnessed the first half action of the 6th week first encounter between Navy Sports Club and Army Sports Club. We're on into the final half. Army Sports Club led in the first half 19 points to 14, but a great comeback by the Sailors. Now knocked forward by the home team gives an advantage to Army Sports Club. A good high hanging kick.
And now Navy wins possession. So it will be interesting to see what the halftime talk was from either camp. As Richie Dharmapara gives it to Thilina, makes a bit of a fumble out of it, shows some good patience and skill, and somehow manages to keep a hold of position. Amit Gunasinghe, he goes into contact, still Navy with possession inside their own half, and this time to Isuru Kongawat, he cannot go out on the full, but he makes the cardinal error of doing so. Taken back inside the 22, and no chance of going out on the full, and he makes the simple error and costs his team with plenty of meters and possession. So now Army Sports Club straight away back on the attack inside from inside the Navy half with plenty to play for. They're just one try away from the all-important bonus point. But I'm sure they will not be thinking too much about the bonus point.
5, okay.
Rather thinking about the game and how they can wrap this game up and seal it early on in the second half. Line out goes far deep in over the 15-meter line, and Gihan Pereira there with the lovely jackal and steal at the breakdown, and wins the penalty for his team. So good work there by Gihan. Made a lovely jackal, showed a clear release, and went for the ball and wins the penalty. And now Chatura Seneviratne kicks a huge touch find, but just inside their own half as Navy regroup and look to make this attack count.
So line out now, first one in the second half for Amit Gurusinghe. Adisha collects it cleanly and gives it out to Richie Dharmapala. Kongawat feeds in the ball to Charit Silva, last week's player of the match. Opts to go to the other side. Kongawat, Sachin Gamage lets the ball bounce, gives in a return kick, chases his own one, and Richie Dharmapala just slips.
Well, Richie Dharmapala thought better off staying on his feet, and he went to the floor. And here goes Amit. He beats the first man, bounces off the second man, and he's finally brought down to the floor as Richie gives it to his big forwards there. And now they go onto the short side with Supun Dilshan there, running a lovely short line, beating a couple of defenders, makes a line break, but he's finally brought to the ground. Navy still with possession. Here goes Stefan Gregory the big second row
Leave it,
from
leave it, leave it.
St. Joseph's College. He makes a break there, and Amit Gunasinghe gives it to
Backwards.
the wing. Adish, he tries one too many offloads, and they finally knock it on. Unfortunately, Navy
up.
Sports Club, as the
He's
referee
lost it forward. Time's
calls
up.
for time
You have
off.
an injury?
So the second half
Do you have an injury?
just
Stop.
played 5 minutes, and the 5 minutes have been
I saw two
scrappy,
players
Romario.
down.
Not the best of starts in
restart
the
the
second
scrum
half
to
for
goal.
both teams.
Yes, a little bit of handling errors creeping in here and there,
Doctor,
but apart from
nobody
that, I
all right?
think the
Saw someone
tempo
down with an injury?
we have started
okay,
from
guys.
where we left off in the first
Come on
half.
in. Scrum.
But I can tell you one thing, Army Sports Club is making this Navy Sports Club fight hard to
From nothing.
have any sort of say in this match. And I think Navy is responding quite well.
Yeah, playing on their home paddock, I don't think they will want to
Come
give
on up.
anything away,
Number 13.
and they
Looking
have
for number 13.
they were
13.
left to come
Number
from
13.
behind with 19-0 on the scoreboard. They have
Number
managed to
13.
claw their way back to 14-19,
30.
but still
It's done. It's done.
5 points adrift from
Time will go
the
on
visitors
when I say
as
crouch. Space.
Army Sports Club makes a change. Looks like the number 8, Danuka, goes
Go
off.
on this side. Crouch! Fade!
Army Sports Club to feed the ball inside their own half. Win the ball, gives it to
High tackle, advantage is here. Against
Talwat.
number 9.
Looked like a bit of a high tackle came in. The referee
down,
continues.
two
Yes, he
45.
continues with the advantage. Here goes Ashan Bandara. Tried to beat the first man, but doesn't manage to do so. Stays on his feet. Good strength shown there. Didn't manage to get the offload. A good ball and all tackle. The new man
Penalty advantage is still
coming in
on.
from the bench. The substitute goes, but the referee, rightly so, goes back for the high tackle
Here.
on Danushka Talwat. I'm not too sure.
Or back
Well,
there,
the referee
high
says
tackle.
tackler not releasing, and he's asking for the option. Which penalty do you want?
Here, right.
There are 2 penalties,
Penalty option.
one here
Here
and
and
one there. One for high tackle, one for
Number
tackle not
25.
releasing. And Army Sports Club opts to go for the penalty in front. The tackle not releasing penalty, and with a bit of a cheeky banana kick there by Tamasi. Little bit of Fijian flair coming in. Somehow manages to find the touchline. And now the Army forwards, after a bit of work, bit of a word, going to their mark. They'll be looking to make this
Send the guy
attack
early,
pay.
okay? Don't send anyone early.
Referee saying not to lift the players early.
Yeah, Army have done that couple of times in this game earlier. But this time around warned by the referee not to.
Scrappy, but Army managed to win the line out. Chamat gives it to Ashan Bandar. He gives the long pass to Tamasi. Here goes Danushka Talwat. A good tackle there by Chatura Seneviratne, rushing up and making the tackle, and looks as if the ball has been turned over. Yes, it has been turned over. Looks like Gihan or the center made the turnover at the breakdown, and yet another attack goes begging as Isuru Kongawat takes the ball back inside, and this time he does not make the error from the first half, from the second half rather. Here goes Sachin, beats the first man, gets the offload away. Another offload coming in from the Army lads.
Hands off now, it's a
The
rough.
fans not too happy with the tackle, but the referee says it's okay, and here we go again. Ashan Bandar gives it out to his big forwards there, and another knock on. Unfortunately, Sachinka gives it out to Chatura. He has a man on the outside. Chatura does not manage to beat the oncoming defender, but pushes him off, and here goes Chatura Seneviratne on the touchline. Will he beat the last man? Yes, he does, and he goes over for the third try for Navy Sports Club. Lovely bit of play there by Chatura Seneviratne.
Great show of individual brilliance there by Seneviratne. Had a lot of work to do when he first got the ball, but he made sure to slice that Army Sports Club defense. He saw Danushka Talwat in the corner, and I'm quite impressed with his strength.
Yes, indeed, Yuzran, some lovely strength shown there by Chatura Seneviratne. He thought he had the pace, but Danushka Talwat approached him rapidly. He put on some footwork and shrugged him off. And after that tackle was missed, there was no man in front of him to beat him. And he goes all the way for the third try. And now scores level at 19 all. And Isuru Kongawat has the chance to get the kick over and get Navy Sports Club into the lead.
This is exactly the kind of start Navy Sports Club wanted, or needed rather, in this game. Kongawat adds the extras and puts Navy Sports Club in the lead. So it's 21 points to 19. The home team leading for the first time in this game.
Yes, Navy Sports Club coming from behind. Here goes Chatura. Showed the ball inside. Shrugged off Talwat. Beat the last man. Stepped inside of him. And from then on, Sachin had no chance of beating him on the near touchline. Chatura Seneviratne goes over for the third try. 3 converted tries. And Army Sports Club are now trailing by 2 points.
And I think finally Army Sports Club must be getting their heads back in the game. They thought they had it all sorted with that quick 3 tries in the first half, in the first 15 minutes, but unfortunate for them, they turned out to be wrong. Shouldn't have taken that breather or that cushion they were in. They should have stayed focused and not let loose after that first 3 tries. They should have attacked more, Army Sports Club. Now they'll have to come from behind and get the lead once again. And I think they are pretty much capable of doing that, but it's a lot of hard work.
You're good.
Yes, and now all the momentum is with the home team and with the home crowd, the home supporters geeing them on. I think it will be quite a task for Army Sports Club if they do not manage to score within the next 5 to 7 minutes.
A good move there by the soldiers. Niroshan Dilip almost dropping that ball, but did well to stay hold of it, and that's Ashan Bandara. He has his way of sniping through any defense line, and Tomasi as well. Good skills there. Went straight away with 3 players, but an unforced error there, almost losing possession, but fortunately for them it was knocked back, says the referee, but now gives away a penalty cheaply off his feet.
Number 6 is
sealing that ball, so rightfully so the referee awards a penalty in favor of Navy.
Yes, indeed. Some good attack shown there by Army Sports Club. Good spark by Ashan Bandara. Managed to make a slight break, but unfortunately his teammates let him down. They do not support their body weight at the breakdown, and now they find themselves conceding a penalty.
11 so far.
Make sure you subscribe to our ThePapare.com YouTube channel if you have not already. Tons of content of all sports throughout the country for you, all lined up in one place, and what better way to spend your weekend. You can catch rugby shows, cricket shows and analysis shows all on the ThePapare YouTube official channel.
Time's on.
Seneviratne with the touch finder puts his team almost inside the opposition 22.
Well, a bit further away from that, but having said that, Army Sports Club are back inside their own half and on the defense. Think they'll need to tighten the screws a bit.
They could score one more try, definitely boost the team up. Maybe they could go all the way. Good gang tackle there on Radhisha Seneviratne. Richi Dharmapal looking for options, finds Radhisha Veeratunga. Good tackle on him as well, pushed back. Switches directions. Not a good pass there by Dharmapala. But his teammates trying to do well. That was Amit Guru Singh there. Carrying the ball forward. Presenting it well.
Some good rush defense shown there by Army Sports Club. 1, 2, 3 good tackles. And Navy are straight away on the back foot. And they have come quite a bit backwards from where they started this attack.
Yes.
And hence Rishi Dharmapala spots that nothing is happening and he puts boots to ball.
Space.
Possession with Army Sports Club. They have an advantage coming as well. Tomasi trying to chip it through.
Here.
And he will be called back for the advantage.
We
So
have
they
now
have a
rolling
penalty
away.
advantage coming in their way.
And now releasing. 2 penalties.
If they manage to
Right.
put in and find good touch,
Please, Mark.
I think they can look for an attacking opportunity.
Go away.
Because as we all saw earlier, from the set pieces and with the Fijian flair, the Army Sports Club look really good, but not a great kick there. Just about 15 to 10 meters gained.
Yes, he would have been searching for a bit more,
Count the
but
numbers.
what is in favor of Army is that the ball has gone into touch and
5 and 1.
position on their side and they are on the attack. Good line out there by Army Sports Club. Ashan Bandara thought he saw a bit of a gap, but which soon closed on him. And now he recycles the ball.
Niroshan Dilipa carrying the ball forward. Army using their forwards. Karuna Ratna goes straight through. Had 2 men on him and now Ashan Bandar puts in the chip
No.
kick.
He didn't
It's
change
chased
his
there
mind.
by Sachin Gamage. First to arrive, but just short, meter short. Bundled into touch, but nevertheless, they are inside the red zone of Navy Sports
Going on
Club.
board, yeah?
Yes,
Brilliant chase.
good chase there by Sachin
Just line up,
Gamage.
that's all.
He put pressure on Rishi Dharmapala. He took it a bit easy,
Time's off.
but somehow managed to gain the man rather, and carried him out into the touchline. We see this replay. Ashan Bandara stabs in a little bit of grabber.
Time is off, guys.
Rishi
Time's
Dharmapala
off.
took it too easy for my
have an
liking,
injury back
but
here.
unfortunately
here.
there, the number 14 was
Captain.
carried and bundled into touch by Radhisha Seneviratne.
That's when those are the kind of times you wish you were a bit more
I need the captain.
built in terms of physique. Romario, had he had the strength to at least stay in, go infield till his teammates arrive, he would have had an opportunity to maybe carry the ball forward into the 5 meters, inside the 5 meters.
Yes,
Now
unfortunately,
releasing. All right, tackle assist.
not
Release,
to
release. And we need to roll
Balki the
away.
player, the
Okay.
number 14
No, and
winger,
then we'll restart.
bundled
Line
into
up.
touch. Now possession with Navy Sports Club.
1 second. Time's off. Time's off. Time's off. Time is off.
If Army Sports Club managed to steal this ball, Romario,
Yep, we
that's
have a player
definitely
coming off
gonna
now,
be a
and
threat
we're going to substitute him, I
Navy
think,
Sports
yes?
Club, they are in dangerous territory. And off your screens, Niroshan Dilipa, the Army prop forward, is being taken off the field. Doesn't look to be in good shape.
Yeah, we're changing
Yes,
him
and also we can see Army have rung a couple of changes. Sudaraka Dikkumbra, the Sri Lanka the 7th representative, has come on to the field.
He's still coming off the field.
I was surprised of his omission in the first half, Romario.
Well, he has been losing his head in the couple of weeks he has played. He got a yellow card last week as well,
Don't close.
just minutes after coming on. So I think that has gone against him, and hence he's lost his
substitute on?
starting berth. But having said that, now he's on the field
Okay,
with
I'll
more
just blow
than
the whistle.
25 minutes left in this game, and I think he will want to show
Time's on.
that he's a worthy starter.
An important line out for Navy Sports Club. Like I said earlier, stolen by Army. But looks like Navy have once again won possession, but the tackler has done it.
We just talked about this.
It wasn't a
We just talked about
legitimate
this.
steal.
We need space
The
here.
tackler didn't show daylight.
It's gone from the side and he's just laid on it.
And
This
so
is your
Army
warning.
Sports Club
Here's your mark.
with a penalty and an opportunity to get some points on board and make it inside that 5-meter red zone of Navy Sports Club.
Yes, and straight away they opt to go for the touch line. The referee clearly mentioned why he gave that penalty, and
That's yours.
no players came to argue with him from there on.
So all in now in that line out. Collected cleanly, but unfortunately doesn't work well for
Hands off! Hands
Army
off!
Sports Club. Navy
Stay,
have stolen
stay.
possession.
Use!
Tried a bit hard, Army Sports Club. And now Chaturasena Viratna will fine touch. Put his team out of jail.
Yes, but still not out of pressure, still not out of their 22 Navy Sports Club. Tilina Veerasinghe was the kicker on that occasion. Put in a good thump, but unfortunately does not manage to take his team out of the 22, but has taken his team out of any imminent danger there, as Army Sports Club will be wanting a more clear win in the line out, and they can start off from there. They win the line out. Good take there by the second row and the maul.
Foot here.
Fernando looking for his options. Feeds in the forwards and trying to suck the defense inside and clear open space on the outside for the wingers. Has to feed in, quick ball. Tomasi pumping those legs, going straight through. Chamat has to be a bit more quicker in those breakdowns. Romario is killing the momentum a bit.
Tackle assist! Time's off. Time's off.
Yes, and looks like the referee is running out of patience now, with the Navy Sports Club lads continuing to concede penalties, and straight away doesn't even have a word with the player, sends him off to the bin.
Charit Silva, the prop forward of Navy Sports Club. In fact, there was Amit Guru Singh, the hooker, sent off. And another opportunity for Army Sports Club through a line out. Not a good touch finder. He should have kicked it inside the 5-meter.
Yes, and Navy Sports Club are ringing the changes. Looks like Janit Laksara is coming on for Gihan Pereira. Oh, it's Nirosh Pereira, beg your pardon. And yet another line out goes back in for Army Sports Club, but they win a penalty.
Let him go!
In favor of Army Sports Club. Taken quickly. They have numbers, they have momentum. Just inches short now.
Let it go now, let it go. Let it come back. Let it come back.
Playing it close, Army Sports Club. They have the numbers out wide as well. The referee just trying to position himself well enough to spot any sort of
Get back!
attempt.
Number one! Get back! Get back!
It looks like that will be the try for Army.
Time's off. Unbelievable.
That is a penalty try, Romario.
Number one.
Because of the continuous infringements conceded by Navy Sports Club, referee has opted to just go for that penalty try.
Who's number one? Number 1.
Yes, indeed, and the referee is calling the Navy number 1. He was offside. The referee barked instructions for him to move out.
Number 1.
And
Show me number 1. Ben.
he finally finds the number 1 and shows him the yellow card. So now Navy Sports Club
offside. I
are
told him to
down
get
2
back.
men.
No.
That was Sarit Silva, and
Yes, indeed.
he has been sent to join his hooker number 2 in the sin bin.
He's
So
offside.
once again, Army Sports Club
He's definitely a yellow card
takes the
offense
lead,
anyway.
26 points to
If he even
21.
takes one step back
Still
to
a
get on
5-point game.
at any time,
Yes,
he scores.
but even though it's a 5-point game, Navy Sports Club are down by 2 men, and it's 13 men playing against 15. So all the onus on the hosts to get things
Substitute
right
complete.
as the changes are being rung, and Stefan Gregory goes off as Tilina Veerasinghe prepares to restart proceedings.
Good high-hanging kick. Collected cleanly, but good hit on him. It was Niroj Pereira trying to slow
Behind
things
the
down and
kicker.
play it at their own pace. Army Sports Club.
Wait.
Sachin Gamage with a good return kick. Radhisha Senivaratna doesn't collect it first up, but Veerasinghe with a big up and under.
Back up, guys. Back up.
Radhisha looked quite offside there, but no one spotted it, unfortunately, for Army Sports Club. But
First
they
man.
somehow managed to
your
regain
feet.
possession.
Tomasi acting as the first receiver. Big fend by him, but brought down by Abhesekara. And now Ashan Mandara sends the ball out by to his winger Dikkumura. Cuts inside. Still on his feet. Runs in circles. Still on his feet. Chatura Senivaratna trying to grab him on,
Tackle now.
but doesn't release. And had to eventually. Karunaratna going straight through.
Pause up.
And knock forward there by Army Sports Club. Gives possession to the Sailors.
Quite unfortunate there for Army Sports Club, but looks like it was a call from the far touchline. And the referee obliges. So just over 60 minutes played here at Welisara. The hosts trailing Army Sports Club 21 points to 26. As the game heads into the final 20 minutes, and with everything to play for both teams.
Let's go. Time is not off.
Conditions have been friendly for fast-running
Organized
rugby, like we
forward.
stated at the start of this game. I think that's exactly what we're seeing, or
Time's
we
off for
saw
the
in the
substitute.
first half, as Army Sports Club once again
Time's
making
off.
a few changes, emptying their bench.
Yes, and looks like they have to bring a hooker and a front row, a prop
Fellas,
forward
the
for
mark's
this
over here.
scrum, as
The mark's over
there
here.
are 2 players in the bin.
Also, make sure you follow the ThePapare Rugby on Facebook, rugby's very own platform. You can find every bit of information about rugby in Sri Lanka, internationally, and anything. Posts,
Crouch!
videos, anything you want, you can find it there on the ThePapare Rugby.
So depleted Navy scrum,
Stand up.
6-man Navy scrum taking on an 8-man Army scrum.
So definitely it has to be uncontested.
I know. I got you. We've let him know now. You get it right.
In the Army Sports Club.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold up. Hold it up.
Veerasinghe.
25!
Small grubber for Chatur Senivaratna. But the Army back 3 lets it slip away and finds touch.
You're offside of the kick. You know you're offside of the kick. And if you prevent that from going quickly, I'll penalize you. Thank you.
Yes, and the referee there telling Radisha Seneviratne, rightly so. You know you're offside from the kick. When you know you're offside, don't charge. Army Sports Club with the position inside their own half.
Oh, let's go.
Final bit of planning there by Army Sports Club, the hooker and the prop. Second man collects it, safer. Now they're forming that maul. Moving forward. They can't enter from the side, the Navy players.
Down.
And brought down, however. Chamath Fernando with the box kick. Chatura Seneviratne under it. He's opting to go in the blind side. Big hit on Dig Kumbura. But he will be bundled into touch. But keeps the ball alive, and Sachin Kabesegara he tried to keep the ball alive in contact, but just didn't work right for him.
Yes, good work here by Chatura on the near touch line. He was bundled into touch, but somehow managed to keep the ball inside with a cheeky offload. And Navy had possession, but unfortunately they did not manage to make anything out of it as they knock it on, and yet another scrum. Just to clarify, it doesn't need to be uncontested scrums, even though the numbers are less. And Army have the chance to contest the scrum, even though Navy are down 2 men.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Stay up, stay up here, stay up, stay up.
Feeds in the ball, collected there by Upula Beratne. Inside ball to number 8. Shamira Silva, senior player for Army Sports Club. He feeds the ball to the lock Nalan Premanath. Now Karunaratne goes straight through. Brought down. Chamath Fernando to Ashan Bandara. He sees space at the back. But Tilina calls for mark inside the 22.
Good awareness there shown by Tilina. He saw the chip kick coming in early and spotted that the ball will travel inside the 22, and somehow managed to get it inside and call for the mark. Taps it and gives it to Chatura Seneviratne. He puts a huge kick but does not manage to find touch. Here goes Tamas. He puts on the goose step, beats 1, beats 2, gets the offload away. Now the win 3/4. Does not manage to beat the last man as Army recycle and get a hold of possession. Plenty of numbers on the outside, but unfortunately the big lock forward takes it in. Here goes Chamath, gives it to Ashan Bandara. He finds a man and gives it off. Sachin gives it a good offload. Here goes Sudhara Dikkumbara. He beats 1 and is finally brought down. Sachin Gamage playing first receiver, gives it to the hooker, and a good tackle coming in there by the Navy Sports Club lad. Army, however, still with possession and moving fast.
Big hit there on Sachin Gamage. Great continuity of play by Army Sports Club. Good speed. They've changed gears in the blink of an eye. And that looked like a knock forward by Tilna Veerasinghe.
Is it a tackle? Is it deliberate? Does anybody want something more than lost forward in the tackle? Just a knock on.
Yes, knock on in the scrum, says the assistant referee on this near touchline. As we can see, that passage of play has taken a toll on the players, and there are players fallen everywhere on the field. Great call there by Jeffrey. It was a part of the tackle. Here you can see the referee having a bit of a word, and there was no deliberate knock on. Hence a scrum down in favor of Army Sports Club, and just a scrum.
So one Navy player has made it into the park. Amit Gurusinghe is inside.
Well, looks like we're going to have 11 minutes to go.
Which means
11 minutes to go.
in about 2 minutes, Sarit Silva will make it in as well. We have just about 11 minutes to go on our clock.
Was it lost at the knock-on? In first and then out. Yes, just a scrum.
So it's 7 against 8 now. Army making some crucial changes as well. Fresh legs coming into the park. Sanjay Ratnayaka makes his way in.
Space is okay.
Now Chamath Fernando has had a good game so far.
Crouch! Bang! Set! Hold! It's not stable.
Referee still not happy with the scrum.
I know you can't hear because of the band. They're down a player. It's still on you. Do not push early, okay? They're 6 men, all right? Keep it under control. You're dominant. You keep it under control.
Army Sports Club have to be mindful to not give away possession. These are the crucial moments of the game.
Set!
The dying minutes, just 10 minutes remaining. Chamira Silva collected from the back. Feeds it to Ashan Bandar, and inside ball to Dikumbura. He snipes through. Good tackle by Samit Dhananjaya. But what a brilliant run there by Sudhara Dikumbura, and looks like Navy Sports Club have turned the ball over.
It's White's ball. Back up. It's White's ball.
In fact, Army still has possession.
Looks like it's a turnover there. Lovely break there by Sudhara Dikumbura, and an equally well-made try-saving tackle there by Samit Dhananjaya. Here we see
Here's your mark.
Ashan Bandara caught everyone off guard, gave the ball to Sudhara Dikumbura, and there you see Samit Dhananjaya coming in from the near wing, made the tackle on his opposite number, and Navy a bit lucky there to win the turnover, as the player who jackaled over the ball did not seem to be supporting his body weight. But having said that, Navy win the turnover and win the scrum, as the ball did not emerge out from that ruck.
Players coming in.
Once again under a lot of pressure, Navy Sports Club making another change. Kolumbarachi makes his way into the park. Charit Silva has been substituted, and they're back to full strength. And Army Sports Club, in my point of view, have not made utilized maximum of that numerical advantage that they had so far. But nevertheless,
they'll be disappointed with not getting to score another couple of tries. But having said that, here goes Chatur Senevrata, put boot to ball and takes Navy Sports Club out of their 22 and out of any danger right away, but still trailing on the scoreline, and they don't have possession. Navy Sports Club.
Stay with the winger on the kick. They're
So
offside, yeah?
it's Army with possession, with the lead, and with time, with just a bit more than 7 minutes to go.
5 and 1.
good clean line out. Ashan Bandara, a really bad pass, but Tomasi picks it up to recover. But still the ball came out bouncing. It was anybody's to collect, and Army Sports Club, fortunately for them, recovered well. And Ashan Bandara, another snipe through, big fend. He has numbers outside. Dikumbura cuts inside.
Tackle.
Brilliant work there by Dikumbura. Such an explosive player.
Good strength shown there by Sudaraka Dikumbura to beat a couple of men and hold his feet and recycle possession.
Abhiratna there making some good inroads towards the whitewash. Chamath Fernando, he's been a standout player today, switching directions, controlling the game quite well. Ashan Bandara almost sniping through. Karnaratna now securing that ruck. Ashan once again trying to go on his own. Chamath Fernando keeping the ball alive. This is good passage of play by Army Sports Club. Good. Sachin Gamage opts to go for the 3 points but just falls short and under the post. But the ball is still alive and he will score a try. That's Tusita Sena Nayaka.
Great awareness shown there by Tusita Sena Nayaka. He did not give up the chase and he saw the bouncing ball while all the Navy players had paused for a moment. Tusita bounces on and gets the try, and that should seal the deal for Army Sports Club.
Indeed. What a surprising turn of events here. Tusita Sena Nayaka. That's what effort till the last moment can do. Romario, he chased the ball, chased that kick until the end.
What will be interesting to see is whether he chased that kick from behind the kicker, and I think if we can get another replay of that, we will be able to solve that question. But having said that, great awareness, great game awareness shown there by Tusita, a former captain of Army Sports Club. Chased it till the last moment. The ball beat everyone, beat the Army players as well, the Navy players as well. Rolled and stayed in field of play. That's why they say the bounce of the rugby ball is so uncertain. As we see the replay.
So this was the drop goal attempt by Sachin Gamage.
Tusita, you can see there it's marginal, but the referee gave that try.
Now with the restart, Veera Singh, big up and under, collected by Ashan Bandara. A good kick there by Bandara. Navy Sports Club now seem to be under a lot of pressure, but they're still not showing a sense of urgency.
So another good kick there by Tomasi. He found a space in behind and caught his opposition team napping yet again. So Navy Sports Club only have themselves to blame for this lapse in concentration. They switch off on too many occasions, and yet again another line out goes Begin.
Brilliant work there by Army Sports Club. The stealing line outs, making inroads towards the try line, and the counter-attacking skills has been on the spot as Ashan Bandara tries to snipe his way and go past that defense line. Skipper Manoj Bandara pops the ball out for his former skipper Bula Beratna. Bodies all over the park as they win a penalty. Army Sports Club, now their wise decision would be to go for the 3 points.
Yes, indeed, and Tomasi shows good patience there
25.
and tells his teammates, yes, of course, mate, we are going for the 3 points. It's a no-brainer.
Definitely. I think everyone is excited in this Army team. I think it's time for us to decide the Dialog View player of the match, and we are having quite a bit of a debate here, Romario. I think we have two standout players, the scrum half of Army Sports Club, Chamath Fernando, and also the centre, Tomasi from Fiji. I think both of them had an exceptional game, and I think in my point of view, I think Tomasi did much. His work rate was much better, and I think he deserves, but I know you think otherwise.
Yes, indeed. As Ashan Bandara lines his kick, he makes no mistake. He was also a contender for the man of the match. However, Chamath Fernando wins the Dialog View man of the match, player of the match in this game for his distribution skills. He showed great awareness with some great box kicks and distributed the ball well, changed directions at vital moments, and that wins him the Dialog View player of the match, as Army seem to have won the restart. However, Navy have picked their pocket, and now Navy are on the attack. Richie Dharmapala gets caught, but manages to get...
We're playing offside advantage. We're offside.
And now the fresh legs in the park having a say here at Welisara.
Time's off. Time's off. No, time's off. Time's off. Time's off. Time's off. Come here, please.
But I think it's a little too late now for Navy
Late
Sports
tackle.
Club.
Okay. Okay, so take us to the mark. Penalty from... Okay. Late hit. We're going to go back to the mark. Hold on 1 second. We're not quick. We got your guy down here.
Looks like a player was taken off the ball.
Your guy's down? You got...
It'll be interesting to see
you got
what the
about
call
2
is.
minutes to go.
Looks like the referee says there is a couple of minutes left.
Late hit.
But yes, so that's the
Late
penalty
hit.
for a tackle off the ball, as Kongawata goes to touch, finds a good touch finder, and Navy are now just 5 meters away from the Army try line. However, they trail by 13 points, and it looks as if it's a bit of a gap too
Hold the
far
time.
to be reached.
Hold the
A
time,
bridge too
Commissioner.
far to be reached, but they will not want to give up until the last moment. As off screen we can see a Navy player being carried off. Supun Dilshan, in fact, been carried off due to a little bit of an injury, and Rajitha Sansoni replaces him,
Yellow number 10.
as
Fly out.
both teams have
Number 10.
emptied their benches.
Number 10, substitute. Wait. You guys are using the line.
Army will have to be mindful and aware that
Right here.
of the infringements they cause in the lineouts and scrums.
Time's on.
Nevertheless, Navy Sports Club will be looking to score their fourth
Penalty advantage.
try and win a bonus point. They have an advantage coming their way as well.
Penalty advantage is on.
Vichi Dharmapala feeding the ball to Nirosh Pereira.
Let go.
They still have that penalty advantage coming in. Radhisha Seneviratna grabbed by his jersey. Good
Hands
tackle
up!
by Chamira
Hands up,
Silva
go!
there. Push the ball carrier back.
The advantage is still on for the penalty.
The referee says the advantage is still on for the penalty.
But that looks like Deshan Vimukti going over. And that's a try by Adisha
Stop.
Veeratunga.
Wait.
But I
Time's
think
off.
the
Time's off.
assistant referee wants to have a word
Time's
with
off.
with the referee.
You're saying no try? Is he try? Okay, try. Okay.
Well, the assistant referee too says try, and 26 points to 34
1 minute from the kick.
with the conversion to come. And looks like there is still time left for Navy Sports Club. I think if Army loses this game from here, they will be really disappointed.
Indeed. But Kongawat is taking his time. And he slots it through. And like you said, there seems to be more time in this game. But if I was the Army kicker, right now I would kick the ball as deep as I can inside the 22, but not too full. Sachin Gamage.
Yes, I think Army should just slow things down, take a little bit more time, but they still seem to be wanting to get things going. A good bouncing kick there. And now Isuru Kongawat gives it to Chatura Seneviratne. Men on the outside, steps inside, beats one, beats two. Still on his feet, Chatura Seneviratne still goes, gets the offload away.
Tacklers, come off!
Navy still with possession.
Richie Dharmapala feeds it to Kongawat. They're showing a sense of urgency now that they lacked a few minutes ago.
Tackle!
Well, throughout the whole of the second half, they lacked this urgency.
Had they been this urgent to score an attack, the scoreboard would have looked different, but nevertheless, they're fighting
Leave it!
a win now to escape the jaws of defeat.
Use!
Army Sports Club in the fringes, good rust in defense, big hit there by Tomasi. And Navy still in their own half, Deshan Vimukti, good carry. Army have to be mindful to not give away any unnecessary penalties. Good tackle there.
Hands off.
Yes, Tomas is still throwing his body, playing with his heart on his sleeve as a player rushes to get an interception, but he is beaten.
Use.
But Navy still have possession.
Trying to swing the ball out wide now. But the fatigue is showing as well. Ravin De Silva doing the right thing, keeping the ball in hand. Radhisha Seneviratne brought down.
Let it come, let it come.
Slowly but surely they are moving forward. Navy Sports Club. And now Chatura Seneviratne in the corner. He has the pace. Inside ball. Could this be the change? Ever so close now. Navy Sports Club, Kongawat in the corner. They have an advantage coming as well. This game is turning its tables, and now Veera Singh is over.
Well, what have we just witnessed here to Welisara? Looks as if Navy have come from way behind and snatched a victory from the jaws of defeat.
But how important is this conversion going to be, Romario?
Looks like Tilina is the try scorer.
Hold the kick. I can't hit. Hold the kick.
Such an important kick, Romario. It's a do-or-die situation here. A lot of pressure. Kongawat's hand. This was the try. Chamath Fernando rushing in there, allowing Chatura Seneviratne to run in the touchline. Sansoni just short, brought down, and Samit Dhananjay couldn't do much. Kongawat as well couldn't do much, but Tilna Veera Singh, the senior player, came in with pace, twist and turned and scored. I think the most important try he has scored so far.
Yes, indeed, not so far in his whole life. The most important try he has scored in his life, and now Isuru Kongawat to win it.
Everyone's backing him up, and I think he's an able kicker. Definitely he could make a change.
Yes, and the kick goes over, and that's the victory for Navy Sports Club. Well, they shocked everyone, came from behind, and grabbed a marvelous victory here at Welisara. Well, no one saw that coming.
Both of us for sure did not see that coming, Romario.
Yes, indeed, Yusran.
What a game it turned out to be. 35 points to 34, Navy Sports Club. Defying the odds. Tremendous win.
Yes, coming from behind on a couple of occasions, and the final occasion was when it all matters, as Navy Sports Club win, beating Army Sports Club 35 points to 34.
I know. My heart was thumping. I was like, please make this kick. I should have given him a yeah. Now that we know.
It's all happening here at Welisara. The soldiers still shell-shocked. They not knowing what hit them, Romario. $35 points to 34. There you go, the confirmation. The Sailors winning this game. So let's take a look at the highlights in the second half. This was the amazing try by Chaturaseni Viratna, individual brilliance. Beat good 5 players to score a wonderful try. And then Kongavatta added the extras. This was that surprising try. Tusitha Senanayaka showed everybody what undying effort can do.
I should have given a penalty try. Offside.
But this is where the game changed.
Oh, jumping.
Adisha Veeratunga.
Not bad.
Scoring that try. And then Kongavatta converting it, but this was the game-changing moment. Chaturaseni Viratna, such an important role he played in this game. And then Sansoni running in.
Before I say something on TV.
So much of work had to be done for them. They just had a minute remaining. They went past the 80 minutes. They kept the ball alive, had the discipline to not make any unforced errors, and they scored that try. And Kongavatta, under a lot of pressure, converted it, adding the extras. 35 points to 34. Navy Sports Club are winning this game. Stats of the game, both teams scoring 5 tries each, but the difference in the conversions, you can see 3 conversions against a 5. Isuru Kongavatta, just 100% rating for him in this game. 1 penalty for Army Sports Club, and that was the game. But the player of the match, Chamath Fernando, the scrum half of Army Sports Club, he had a standout game, although Navy Sports Club turned the tables in that last minute, or the minute after the last minute. Army Sports Club just losing out, but Chamath Fernando was the standout player in this game. Also, special mention goes to Chaturaseni Viratna of Navy Sports Club, and also Tomasi of Army Sports Club. Upcoming fixtures. Tomorrow you can catch the CHNFC versus Kandy Sports Club game. at 4 p.m. at Racecourse, and also the Havelock Sports Club versus CRNFC game at Havelock Park at 6:30 p.m. You can catch both matches live on ThePapare.com. Next week, Air Force will take on CRNFC. Army will take on a really good police team at Welisara in the same venue, and CRNFC will take on Navy at Racecourse 4 p.m. and Havelock Sports Club will play Candy at Havelock Park at 6:30, another night match. So that's it here from Welisara. What a match we saw. Tables turned, tries scored, wonderful bit of work. But all in all, Navy Sports Club securing their second win in a row, and all credit to the Sailors. So that's it here from ThePapare.com. Make sure you join us tomorrow for both exciting games, and until then, take care and stay tuned.
වෙඩින් එකට තාම හොටෙල් එකවත් බුක් කරලා නැහැනේ.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම් සුදු.
අලු සීට් එකක් දැම්ම නම් නරකයි.
දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්. දෙකින් දෙන්නම්.
දෙකෙන් දෙන්න නම් දෙකෙන් ගන්න ඕනේ. Whatever the need, a Ceylon personal loan will be ready for you in just 2 days.
Ceylon personal loan කිව්වා වගේම වැඩ.
Ceylon Bank, the bank with a heart.
රුපියල් 5කින් මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන්?
5කින්